we may have some people coming in a little late, but we'll go ahead and get started. So if you're having any lower back tightness, one way to alleviate that is to take a moment and relax on the mat. A gentle way of getting there if you're having any lower back tightness is to take your hands behind your thighs, then take a big breath in and breathe out as you slowly curl down, nice and slow, vertebrae by vertebrae. Then toe heel the feet about mat width apart, rotate the knees inward to touch. And just rotating the feet mat width apart, knees into touch, that alone can start releasing tension in the low back. If it feels good, cactus the arms or grab the inner arches of the elbows up overhead to open the shoulders and the chest. And if your lower back feels fine, you want to start opening the hips, go ahead and bring the feet together, knees wide. And just take a moment to settle into this position and settle into your body.
Recording in progress.
And with the eyes closed, just take a moment and bring your awareness to your breath. So without worrying about trying to control the breath at first, just simply invite your mind to ride the wave of your breath, noticing the quality of your inhale, then observing the quality of your exhale. Notice if your breath is fast or slow, shallow, deep. Notice if your breath feels constricted at all. Just simply take the next few moments to observe the natural cadence and the natural rhythm of your breath. And after checking in with your breath, take a moment, check in with your body. Mentally scan from your head to your toes and notice how you're feeling physically in this time and space as you scan from your head to your toes. After that body scan, I invite you to take a moment, turn inward, silently acknowledge and accept how you're feeling mentally and emotionally today. Let go of any notion of how you think you should feel or how you would like to feel ideally, and give yourself permission to accept and honor how you do feel in the mind and in the heart. And after checking in with the breath, the body, the mind, the heart, maybe take your left hand over your heart, your right hand over your navel so you can really feel your breath. Take a moment here and honor yourself for showing up to practice yoga, to refine the body, mind, and spirit for your own sake and for all the lives that you touch. And when you're ready, I invite you to join me for 3 deep cleansing breaths. Take a deep inhale, fill up the belly, feel the pressure of the hand on the navel. Then fill up the ribs and chest, feel the pressure of the hand on the chest. Pause, hold your breath at the top. Open the mouth, slowly exhale. Think of releasing all physical stress. Next time, take an even bigger breath in. Expand more through the belly, more through the ribs, the chest. Pause, hold your breath. Open the mouth, slowly exhale. Think of releasing any emotional stress. Third time, take an even deeper breath in. Expand through the belly, the ribs, the chest. Pause, hold your breath. And open the mouth, slowly exhale. Release any mental stress. Release any distracting thoughts. Now I invite you to shift from cleansing breaths to ujjayi breath. So close the lips and gently constrict the throat. Take a deep inhale through the nose. A longer breath out through the nose. Deeper inhale through the nose. Longer, slower exhale through the nose. Breathing in and out through the nose to calm the nervous system and calm the mind. Allow your exhales to be loud and audible. Create the hissing resonance throughout your whole body. And as you practice this ujjayi breath, maybe take a moment and think of an intention you would like to set for your practice. Maybe think of a state of being you would like to cultivate. And here's a quote for inspiration. Our bodies are composed primarily of fluid. The cells of our tissues live within the interstitial fluid, our internal sea. What are the fluid patterns of the movement of your mind? What is the relationship between the external movement of your body through space, the internal movement through your tissues, and the movement of your mind? How are these patterns manifested in your relationships with others and with the environment? So maybe just take a couple moments and reflect on these questions, how the mind and body are connected. Maybe set an affirmation, an I am statement, such as, I am present, I am aware, I am growing, I am expanding, I am healing, I am connected, I am balanced. Any quality that you would like to focus on for the next 3 breaths, I invite you to silently recite a personal mantra or affirmation that's meaningful to you today. 3 times for 3 breaths. And after the 3rd breath, the 3rd mantra, we'll start connecting breath to movement. So if the knees are wide, go ahead and rotate the knees in, toe heel the feet about mat width apart, then rotate the knees into touch. Maybe keep the arms up overhead, or maybe make goalpost shapes, L shapes with the arms, pressing the tops of the hands into the mat. We're going to start with some poses that are specifically designed to alleviate lower back pain. So take a big breath in. Exhale, rotate the knees to the right as you turn your head to the left. Inhale, knees center, head center. Exhale, knees to the left, turn your head to the right. And practice several more rounds like this. This should feel like a little mini massage for your lower back. Opening the low back and opening the hips. And as you gently rock the head, think of releasing tension in your neck. Maybe think of that quote I read and think of moving like water, inviting this quality of fluidity and adaptability into your body and into your being. The ability to change, to evolve, to transform. Practice a few more rounds like this, connecting the breath to the movement. when you're ready, toe heel the feet hip width apart. Take a big breath in, draw your right knee to your chest. Then exhale, press the right heel towards the ceiling. Interlace your fingers behind your right thigh, your calf, or maybe your ankle. Draw the right foot to the face until you feel a nice stretch in the hamstring. Take a deep breath in, a long breath out. Deep breath in, slower breath out. One more, deep inhale. And on your next exhale, cross the left ankle over the right thigh, figure four. Now we're going to rotate the left knee side to side, keeping the figure four, alleviating tension in the lower back. So take a deep breath in, and exhale, rotate the left knee to the right, keep the right ankle on top of the left thigh. Inhale back to center, and exhale, rotate the left knee to the left, keep the right ankle on top of the left thigh. Practice several more rounds. And this will feel a little deeper than the opening pose. This is a great way to release tension in the hips and the lower back. And if you ever experience low back pain, anytime you stretch the piriformis like this can help alleviate that. It's important that the back is nice and flat here. And as you rotate the knees side to side, if you want to work on opening the neck, just gently rock the head side to side as well. Again, connecting breath to movement. Feel free to take this nice and slow, no need to rush. Deepening your inhales, lengthening your exhales. And then on your next inhale, make your way back to the center. Exhale, interlace your fingers behind your left thigh and hug your left knee to your chest until you feel a nice stretch in the right hip. Keep pressing the right elbow into the inner right thigh, really opening through the right hip. Deep breath in, slower breath out. Deep breath in, longer breath out. One more deep inhale. And on your next exhale, when you're ready, gently release that, and we'll practice those stretches on the other side. Inhale, hug your left knee to your chest. Then exhale, press the left heel towards the ceiling. Interlace your fingers behind the left thigh, the calf, or maybe the ankle, drawing the left foot towards the face until you feel a nice stretch in the hamstring. Take a deep breath in. Slower breath out. Deep breath in. Longer breath out. Deep inhale. And on your next exhale, cross the left ankle over your right thigh. Open the arms. Deep inhale. Exhale, rotate the right knee to the left. Keep the left ankle on top of the right thigh. Inhale back to center, and exhale, rotate the right knee to the right, inviting the knee and the foot to touch the floor, but keep the shoulders flat. Practice several more rotations like this, releasing tension in the lower back and opening the hips. Maybe rock the head side to side, release tension in the neck. Practice a few more rounds. Moving with your breath, breathing in and out through the nose, calming the nervous system and calming the mind. And on your next inhale, make your way back to the center, and exhale, interlace your fingers behind the right thigh. Draw your right knee to your chest until you feel a nice stretch in the left hip. Pressing the tailbone into the mat, relaxing the shoulders. This is another great pose to alleviate low back pain. Once you've found your subtle edge of resistance here, take a deep breath in. A slower breath out. Deep breath in. Longer breath out. One more deep inhale. Then exhale, gently release. Now take an inhale, do a full body stretch. And exhale, activate the core, navel to spine, knees to chest. A few more. Inhale, full body stretch. Exhale, navel to spine, knees to chest. Keep moving and breathing like this, building strength in the core as we stretch the body. Maybe play with pointing and flexing the feet. And if you want more of a core challenge, try floating the hands and feet an inch above the mat. Inhale as you lengthen, and exhale, knees to chest. Do a few more. And on the next exhale, draw your knees to your chest, wrap your arms around your shins, round the spine a lot. Then inhale, rock back, and exhale, rock forward, keeping the spine nice and round. And this should feel like a little mini massage, massaging the spine. Rocking back just to the base of the shoulder blades and then back up. And the next time you rock forward, roll over your shins and ankles, plant your palms, and make your way to tabletop. Stacking shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, fingers spread wide. Now from here, we're gonna do some cat-cows. Inhale as you tuck the toes, lift the hips, drop the belly, shoulders back and down, and lift the head. Exhale, untuck the toes, round the spine, press the mat away, chin to chest. Inhale, arch the spine, gaze up to cow. And exhale, round the spine, press up to cat. Practice several more rounds like this. And maybe close your eyes to really help you focus inward on your inner experience. Gentle reminder to focus more on listening to my verbal guidance. Only turn your head to see what I'm doing. If something I'm saying is a little unclear, that way your head will always be in proper alignment. And anytime you close your eyes, that will help you calm your nervous system and focus inward. So practice a few more cat-cows like this. Connecting breath to movement. Inhale to cow and exhale to cat. Then when you're ready, take your time, bring your big toes together, widen the knees, sink your hips on your heels, reach your fingertips forward, and relax your forehead on the mat, child's pose. So this is another pose to help alleviate lower back pain. Think of sinking your hips towards your heels as you open through the hips and the lower back. And as you reach your hands out in front of you, think of opening through the shoulders and the chest. Take a few more deep breaths in, longer breaths out. And notice anywhere in the body that might be clinging or holding on to tension. And with each slow exhalation, think of sending your breath to any tense spaces and letting go. Take a big inhale and exhale. Press yourself back up to tabletop. Now, if you have a block, I invite you to take your block and bring it onto your mid-back. So using the block here is going to help with stability a little bit. We're going to work the core just a little bit here. So take a deep breath in, tuck the toes, and exhale, float the knees. Now keep the knees floating. Inhale, tap the left toes to the left. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, tap the right toes to the right. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, tap the left toes to the left. Exhale, center. Inhale, tap the right toes to the right. Exhale, center. Practice a few more rounds, picking up the pace if you want. You have to use your core to find your stability. Balancing the block or the book, whatever you have on the back. Just tapping the toes side to side. And then when you're ready, gently lower the knees back to tabletop. Then take a big breath in and exhale, tuck the toes, float the knees back to floating tabletop. Inhale, right leg back. Exhale, lower. Inhale, left leg back. Exhale, lower. Practice several more rounds just like this, using the block to make sure your back is nice and straight. So pressing the block can be kind of in the center. Really working the core, building some strength. Take a few more rounds. And on your next exhale, lower the knees. Then take a big breath in and exhale. Remove your block for a moment. Thread the needle. Inhale, right arm reaches high. Open the front of the chest and shoulder. And exhale, thread the right arm underneath the left shoulder. So relaxing the right shoulder and the right ear on the mat. Breathing into the upper back. Maybe walk your left fingers forward. Maybe bring the back of the left hand to the low back. Or maybe walk your left fingers toward the inner right thigh. Really opening the front of the left shoulder, the back of the right shoulder. Take a deep breath in. A slower breath out. Deep breath in. Longer breath out. One more deep inhale. And exhale, slowly unwind. Inhale, press the left palm into the mat, reach your right arm high, and exhale back to center. Thread the needle on the other side. Inhale, left arm reaches high, and exhale, thread the left arm underneath the right shoulder, relaxing the left shoulder and the left ear on the mat. Maybe walk your right fingers forward, or maybe bring the back of the right hand to the low back and walk your right fingers toward the inner left thigh. Deep breaths in, longer breath out. Deep breath in, slower breath out. One more deep inhale. Nice long slow exhale. Inhale, press the right palm underneath the right shoulder, left arm reaches high, and exhale back to tabletop. Now take a deep breath in, exhale, lower the elbows. Inhale, elbows lift, exhale, lower. Do a few more. Inhale, straighten the arms, exhale, lower. Inhale, straighten, exhale, lower. Now take a deep breath in. Exhale, grab your block and bring it to your back. We're going to come to a forearm plank. So shoulders over elbows, arms parallel to the long edge of the mat, fingers spread wide. When you're ready, extend one leg back and then the other. Hips line with shoulders, shoulders over elbows. Now take a deep breath in, reach your right arm forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, left arm forward. Exhale, lower. You have to keep the block balanced. Inhale, right arm forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, left arm forward. Exhale, lower. Practice a few more rounds, picking up the pace. If the block falls, that means your alignment isn't correct. Try a few more rounds, and then when you're ready, lower the hips, untuck the toes, making your way to Sphinx, and you can remove your block. Shoulders over elbows, arms parallel to the long edge of the mat. Rolling the shoulders back and down, lifting through the crown of the head. Just hold here for a deep breath in and a long breath out. Now take a deep breath in. Exhale, draw your right heel towards your hip. Shift more weight to the left forearm. Take the right hand on top of the right foot, drawing the right heel closer to the hip. So you're pressing your right foot into your right hand, stretching the quad as you open the shoulder. Deep breath in, long breath out. Deep breath in, and exhale, gently release. Other side, deep breath in. Exhale, bend the left knee, draw the left heel to the hip. Shift more weight to the right forearm, then take the left hand on top of the left foot. Inhale, draw the heel to the hip, and then exhale, really press the left foot into the left hand, opening the quad, opening the shoulder. Deep breath in, long breath out. Deep breath in, and exhale, gently release. Now take a deep inhale, and exhale, relax on your mat. Maybe make a pillow for your forehead here. Then bend the knees, draw your heels to your hips, and windshield wiper the feet. So just releasing tension in the lower back. Take a few more breaths here. Should feel good. And on your next inhale, plant your palms under your shoulders. Exhale, tuck the toes. Press all the way up to plank. So hips line with shoulders, shoulders over wrists. We're going to practice a traveling plank. So inhale, cross the left hand over the right. Exhale, right palm moves to the right. Then inhale, right hand over left. Exhale, left hand underneath shoulder. Inhale, right hand over left. Exhale, uncross. Inhale, cross the left hand. Exhale, uncross. So you're just crossing the arms, just traveling your plank a little bit. You have to engage the core. And if the crosses don't work, you can also just walk your hands side to side. You just want to feel activation in the core. Take a big breath in, and on your next exhale, lift your hips and lower your heels, downward dog. So pressing the fingertips down and forward, like you're trying to press the front edge of the mat away from you. Rotate the inner arches of the elbows forward, press the shoulders away from the ears, knit in the ribs, gaze at the belly, pressing the heels down and out towards the earth. Then take a few breaths to pedal out the feet here, just bending one knee and then the other. And maybe sway your hips, rock your head. Explore any movements that feel good to you in this down dog shape, and enjoy your breath. When you're ready, find stillness in your downward dog. Take a deep inhale, lift the heels, round the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, back to plank. Exhale, use the core, lift the hips, lower the heels, down dog. Again, inhale, round the spine, rotate to plank. And exhale, use the core, lift the hips, lower the heels, downward dog. Again, inhale, rotate to plank. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, look between your thumbs, and exhale, tiptoe your feet to your hands until you arrive at a forward fold. Keeping a soft bend of the knees. Make sure the feet are straight, toes spread wide. Inhale, fingers to shins, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Again, inhale, fingers to shins, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Now interlace your fingers behind the base of the skull for a neck stretch. Take a deep breath in. A long breath out. Deep breath in. And exhale, flip your palms, press the tops of the hands into the mat. Fingers face you. Stay here or slide your hands underneath your feet so the toes massage the inside of the wrists. Driving the elbows outward, lifting the hips high without locking the knees. Take a few more deep inhales and longer exhales. So think of releasing tension in the lower back, the shoulders, the hamstrings. Maybe rock your head some more. And as you breathe into this full body stretch, notice any thoughts in your mind. If your mind's trying to cling to any worries of the past or future, see if you can let those thoughts go for now and allow your breath to ground you to the present moment. Take a deep inhale and exhale, gently release your hands from underneath your feet. Bend the knees as you slowly curl up the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. Slowly stacking your heart over your hips and your head over your heart, making your way to mountain pose. So make sure the feet are straight, 2 fists apart, toes spread wide, weight distributed evenly. Practice rooting down through the heels, slightly tucking the tailbone. Practice scooping the lower belly in and up on your exhales. Activate the core. Roll the shoulders back and down. Reach down through the fingertips and lift through the crown of the head. Breathe. Inhale, swoop the hands out and overhead. And exhale, bend the knees, sink the hips, chair pose. So knees over ankles, tailbone tucked, navel in, shoulders back and down, weights in the heels. Inhale, sink the hips lower, reach the hands higher. And exhale, straighten the legs, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold, bend your knees, plant your palms, step or float back to plank. Lower the knees, draw the elbows into the ribs, lower chest and chin, hips stay raised at first. Inhale, untuck your toes, sink your hips, pull your chest forward and up, cobra. Exhale, plant your palms, tuck your toes. Option to press up to tabletop or plank. Then lift your hips and lower your heels, downward dog. Inhale, look between your thumbs, bend your knees, step or lightly float to halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair. Exhale, straighten the legs, hands to heart. So that's option 1 of Sun Series B. And we'll go over a few different options, and I'll show you a new one today. Inhale, back to chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, plant your palms, step or float back to plank. Lower knees, chest, chin, or maybe this time try chaturanga. Keeping the knees lifted, elbows hug the ribs. Once the shoulders line with elbows, Inhale, pull your chest forward and up, cobra, or up dog with straighter arms, gripping the mat with the fingers and knuckles, shoulders back and down. Lift through the crown, tops of the feet press in the mat. Take a deep inhale and exhale, use your core. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward dog. Inhale, look between your thumbs, step or lightly float to halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair. Exhale, straighten the legs, hands to heart. If you want to take it up a notch, inhale, back to chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, plant your palms, step or float back to plank, or this time try floating straight back to chaturanga. Elbows over wrists, shoulders line with elbows. Then maybe do some extra push-ups here if you want that power today. When you're ready, inhale, open the chest, cobra or up dog. And exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward dog. Inhale, look between your thumbs, bend your knees, step or lightly float. And if you're working on your float, keep your eyes focused between the thumbs. Use your core, so hug the navel to the spine as you kick your heels to your hips and float to halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair. And exhale, straighten the legs, hands to heart. Now you're welcome to explore more of those options, or if you want to try something different with the block, grab your block and place the block between the knees here, right above the knees, between the thighs. So this forces you to engage more of the core, keeping your alignment intact. So you have to really squeeze the block to keep the block from falling as we do the same Sun Series B. And again, if you don't have a block, you can use a pillow, even a book, any prop you might have. Now when you're ready, inhale, back to chair pose. Exhale, straighten the legs, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, bend your knees, plant your palms, step or float back to plank. Keep the block between the legs, lower knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Maybe do some extra push-ups. Inhale, open the chest, cobra or up dog. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips, down dog. Inhale, look between the thumbs, step or float, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair. And exhale, straighten the legs, hands to heart. So I invite you to join me for 3 more rounds of Sun Series B. Try to use the block if you can. Most importantly, try to connect 1 breath per movement. You can lower knees, chest, chin, chaturanga, cobra, or up dog. Extra push-ups are optional. Most importantly, connect breath to movement. And we'll do 3 more rounds of Sun Series B. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, bend the knees, plant the palms, step or float back to plank. Go through your own variation of Vinyasa. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, travel to the front, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair. Exhale, hands to heart. 2 more. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, Vinyasa. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair. Exhale, hands to heart. Again, inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, Vinyasa. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair. And exhale, straighten the legs, hands to heart. You can remove your block And just make your way to mountain pose. Close the eyes for the next few breaths. And for the next few breaths with the eyes closed, I invite you to just take a moment. Notice how your body feels. Notice how your mind feels. If your mind has wandered, bring your awareness back to your breath and back to that personal intention or mantra you set for yourself. When you're ready, inhale back to chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, bend the knees, plant the palms, step or float back to plank, lower knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, float the right leg high to the ceiling, three-legged dog. Exhale, draw your right knee to your nose, step your right foot between your hands, ground through your left heel, and inhale, rise, warrior one. Driving the right knee forward, pressing your left heel back. Tailbone tucked, navel in. Focus the eyes forward. Now take a big inhale and exhale, interlace your fingers behind the back of the head. Shoulders back and down, drawing the elbows outward. So we're going to work on opening the front and back of the chest and strengthening and stretching the neck. So keeping the warrior one legs. Inhale, press your head into your hands. Arch the spine, gaze up. Then exhale, draw your chin to your chest as you draw the elbows towards each other. Breathe into the neck. We'll practice a few more like this. Inhale, open the chest, press the head into the hand, elbows widen. Exhale, chin to chest, drawing the elbows into touch. A few more. Inhale, open the chest, open the front of the neck. And exhale, chin to chest, elbows draw into touch. Again, inhale, open the chest, open the front of the neck. And exhale, round the spine, chin to chest. This time, inhale, hands reach high. Then exhale, open to warrior two. So the right knee's over the ankle, pressing into the outer edge of your left foot as much as you're pressing forward with the right knee. Shoulders back and down. Inhale, open the right palm, reach your right arm up overhead, peaceful warrior. And exhale, side angle. Lightly tap the right forearm on the right thigh, left arm reaches up and overhead. We're going to flow between these shapes. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Open the chest, open the shoulder. Exhale, extended side angle. Open the side of the body. Again, inhale, peaceful warrior. Exhale, side angle. One more like that. Inhale, peaceful warrior. And exhale, side angle. Now inhale, lower your right fingertips in front of your right foot on a block or the mat. Exhale, toe heel the left foot in several steps. When you're ready, shift your weight to your right foot and float the left leg up. Half moon practice. So stacking the shoulders, stacking the hips. Focus the eyes. Imagine you're pressing your left foot into a wall. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Deep breath in. Exhale, bend the right knee. Slowly lower back to warrior two. Now take a big inhale. And exhale, cartwheel the arms until the hands frame your right foot. Spin on the ball of the back toes. Step to plank. Lower knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, downward dog. Now we'll practice that same sequence on the opposite side. Inhale, left leg back, three-legged dog. Exhale, draw your left knee to your nose. Gently step your left foot between your hands. Ground through the right heel. Inhale, rise, warrior one. So this time you're driving your left knee forward, pressing your right heel back, Tailbone tucked, navel in. Focus the eyes forward, shoulders back and down. Big breath in. Exhale, interlace your fingers behind the head. Opening the shoulders and neck now. Keep the warrior one legs. Keep the tailbone tucked and the navel in to protect the low back. Inhale, open the chest. Press the head into the hands into the head, arc back. Then exhale, chin to chest, draw the elbows in to touch. A few more. Inhale, open the chest, gaze up at the ceiling. Exhale, chin to chest, gaze at the belly. Again, inhale, shift your gaze to the ceiling as you open the chest. And exhale, chin to chest, gaze at the belly. One more. Inhale, open the front of the neck. And exhale, open the back of the neck. This time, inhale, head over heart, reach your hands high. Exhale, open the arms, warrior two. So maybe widen your stance, heel to arch alignment. Left knee over ankle, arms parallel to the mat, eyes on the left fingertips. Inhale, open your left palm, reach your left arm up overhead. Arc back, gaze up, peaceful warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Lightly tap the left forearm on the left thigh. Right arm reaches up and overhead. And we'll flow between these shapes. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Open the chest. And exhale, extended side angle. Open the side body. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Exhale, side angle. Again, inhale, peaceful warrior. And exhale, hold your side angle. We're going to launch to half moon. So lower the left fingertips in front of the left foot on a block or the mat. And maybe just toe heel your right toes in a few steps. When you feel stable, launch to half moon. So shift your weight to your left foot and float the right leg up. Stacking the shoulders, stacking the hips. Now you need to focus your eyes on something still. Ideally, that's your right fingertips. Activating the core. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Deep breath in. Exhale slowly with control. Make your way back to warrior two. Bend the left knee. Lower the right foot. Now take a big inhale. And exhale, cartwheel the arms until the hands frame your left foot. Spin on the ball of the back toes and step back to downward dog. Maybe just breathe in down dog or go through a vinyasa. Inhale, rotate to plank. Exhale, lower knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, open the chest. And exhale, downward dog. Inhale, look between your thumbs, step or float, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair. And exhale, straighten the legs, hands to heart. And I invite you to close your eyes for the next few breaths. And just take a moment, take inventory. Notice how your breath feels, how your body feels. And notice what's going on in your mind. If your mind has wandered, gently bring your awareness back to that intention, that affirmation you set for yourself. And when you're ready, inhale, swoop the hands out and up. And exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, you can go through a vinyasa or just step to downward dog. And we'll all meet in downward dog. Now inhale, look between your thumbs. And exhale, lower the forearms down to dolphin pose. Shoulders over elbows, arms parallel to the long edge of the mat. Look between your thumbs. Maybe stay here, or maybe tiptoe your feet closer to your face. Maybe try floating one leg up and then the other. Take a few breaths and explore dolphin in any way that calls to you. On your next exhale, gently lower the knees. Take a big breath in and exhale, slowly curl the spine up, vertebrae by vertebrae in a kneeling position. Head over heart, heart over hips. Maybe tuck the toes. Inhale, right ear to right shoulder, and exhale, roll your chin to your chest. Inhale, left ear to left shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. Practice a few more rounds just like this. Just releasing tension in the neck. Inhale, ear to shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. Then on the next inhale, lift the head over the heart. Circle the shoulders back and down. Press your palms into the low back. We're going to transition to camel pose. Before we do, maybe think of specific qualities you want to invite into your heart space today. Be mindful of that. Take a big breath in, and exhale. Press your hips forward until you feel a stretch in the front of the chest. Maybe stay here. Maybe take your left hand, reach for your left heel. Right hand reaches to the right heel, pressing the hips forward. Dropping the head, gazing upward. And as you open through the heart space, maybe think of inviting specific qualities into the heart. Qualities like compassion, love for others and yourself. Take a few more deep inhales, long exhales. When you're ready, slowly come back up and make your way to a child's pose. Deep breath in, long breath out. Deep breath in, and exhale, press yourself up to table. Rotate the feet to one side, hips to the other, and then swing the legs around in front of you. Draw your knees to your chest. Inhale, reach the hands forward. And then exhale, slowly curl the spine down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Inhale, open the arms wide, and exhale, left arm wraps over right. Give yourself a hug, really opening the upper back. Now take a big breath in. Exhale, stay here or practice eagle arms. Inhale, cross your right leg over your left, zip up your thighs. We're going to do some eagle crunches. So inhale, lengthen the legs, lengthen the arms. Exhale, navel to spine, knees to elbows. A few more. Inhale, lengthen the legs and arms. Exhale, navel to spine, knees to elbows. Inhale as you lengthen. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch. This time, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, open the arms. Then inhale, draw your knees to your chest. Exhale, rotate both knees to the left as you gaze to the right for a twist. Look at your right fingertips, shoulders stay flat. Deep breath in, long breath out. Deep breath in, slower breath out. Take a few more breaths in this twist. Maybe think of wringing out the spine and releasing any toxins and any energy that may not be serving you. On your next exhale, gently release this. Uncross the legs. We're going to switch sides. So inhale, open the arms wide. And exhale, wrap the opposite arm on top. Give yourself a hug. Cross the left leg over the right. Maybe practice eagle arms, pressing the backs of the hands together or palm to palm. Eagle crunches. Inhale, lengthen the legs, lengthen the arms. Exhale, crunch, knees to elbows. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch. One more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, open the arms wide, knees to chest. And exhale, rotate both knees to the right as you gaze to the left. Deep twist the other way. Shoulders stay flat on the mat. Look at your left fingers if that feels good on the neck. Deep breaths in. Slower breaths out. With each slow exhalation, maybe think of wringing out the spine of any toxins or impurities. With each slow exhalation, maybe think of releasing any energy that's no longer serving your highest good. On your next exhale, whenever you're ready, slowly release the twist. Take a big breath in, draw both knees to your chest. Then exhale, grab the outer edges of the feet, stretch the legs, stretch the hips. Happy baby. Maybe play with straightening a leg, then straightening the other. Maybe straighten both legs. Just take the next few breaths to tune into your body. Any stretches or movements your body's telling you it needs, honor that for the next few breaths. And whenever you feel ready, bring the soles of your feet together, lower your feet beneath your hips. Grab the inner arches of your elbows up overhead, opening the shoulders, the chest. Close the eyes. Deep breath in. Longer breath out. Allow your breath to grow longer and deeper. Allow your breath to self-soothe and self-heal. Send yourself gratitude for your practice, for showing up, working hard, maybe trying something new, maybe pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, prioritizing self-care and growth for your sake and for others, and maybe bring your awareness back to your intention. Our bodies are composed primarily of fluid. The cells of our tissues live within the interstitial fluid, our internal sea. What are the fluid patterns of the movement of your mind? What is the relationship between the external movement of your body through space, the internal movement through your tissues, and the movement of your mind? How are these patterns manifested in your relationships with others and with the environment? By attuning ourselves to our cellular consciousness with yoga, yoga brings us to a place in which we can find the ground from which flows the intricate manifestations of our physical, psychological, and spiritual being. Whenever you feel ready, gently extend your legs long. Allow your toes to rotate outward. Allow your hands to rest on either side of your hips. Open the palms, close the eyes, and completely surrender to gravity in Shavasana. Allow the body and the mind to absorb, integrate, and heal from your practice. And I'll be silent for the next minute as we invite healing, integration into the body and the mind. feel free to stay in Shavasana as long as you would like to. When it feels right for you, gently bring your awareness back to your breath and back to your body. Maybe gently wiggle the fingers and toes. Maybe circle your wrists, circle your ankles, maybe rock your head, inviting gentle movement back into the body. And when it feels right for you, take an inhale with a full body stretch, and exhale, slowly roll to one side of your body, keeping your eyes closed and your awareness inward. Take your time as you gently press yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Noticing the quality of your breath as you gently come to a seat. Notice if your breath feels any different from when you started. Notice if your body feels different now. Then take a moment, observe any subtle shifts in your mood, your mind, your energy. Perhaps reflect on your intention. I'll do 3 cleansing breaths. The third time I'll chant Om to seal our practice with peace. I hope you join. Deep inhale, fill up the belly, the ribs, the chest. Open the mouth, sigh it out. Inhale, fill up all the way. Nice long cleansing exhale. Inhale for Om. Bring your hands to your heart for kind actions. Bring your thumbs to your mouth for kind words. And bring your thumbs to your forehead, your third eye, for kind thoughts towards others and ourselves. The light in me honors the light in each of you. Namaste. Thank you so much for sharing your practice. Please let me know if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or any specific requests for next time. I'm glad you could join David. Let me know how you're feeling, any feedback. And I'll be back Tuesday again, same time.
Great. Thank you, Kim. Have a good weekend.
You're welcome. Thank you. You too.
I guess the thing I'm working on is I'm 52, so I'm working on some balance stuff and some neck stretches, I guess, is some of my goals.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind. It's great to know.
Okay,
So
great.
we can focus more on balance and neck stretching next time.
Okay. Balance ones are the ones I can't do, but it's the ones I need to work on. So.
Right. It's often said that the poses that are the most awkward or challenging are often the ones we need the most. So.
All right, great. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. You too. All right, everyone on Twitch, those of you twitching with me, please let me know if you have any questions, comments, concerns, any feedback. Hi, John. I'm glad you're still there. Yeah, so all the opening poses I did for you. All those opening poses are specifically designed to alleviate lower back pain. So let me know how your back's feeling if you tried any of them. So for instance, this right here, and when we do the figure 4 stretch, anytime you stretch the piriformis, also rotating the knees side to side with the figure 4 can be really helpful. And then strengthening the front of the core can also help alleviate lower back pain. So the stronger your core is, that can be as well, can't talk. If you have a strong core, that can help alleviate back pain too. No figure 4 for me, pain. Are you saying the figure 4 was painful? I need to focus on the core, yeah. So we actually did a lot of core today as well, which is also good for back pain. Because what happens is when we have an imbalance in the body, like say like our upper body is super strong, but not as strong as our core kind of thing, our lower back tries to compensate, and that's when we can get low back pain. I'm not saying that's your case. I'm just saying in general that can be a cause. So that's why it's important to strengthen the core. And everything we did today was good for core strength. So if you're getting pain when you're doing figure 4, you're probably just pushing a little too hard. So another thing you can do is you do figure 4 with a block. So instead of pushing really hard with your figure 4, you can make the figure 4 pose. You want the tailbone to be glued to the mat. Okay, so you don't want the tailbone to lift up the mat. That's bad. You want your back to be nice and flat. You can take the bottom foot and just rest it on a block. You don't have to draw the knee all the way into the chest. So if you're feeling pain, you're probably just pushing a little too much. But doing the figure 4 in general can be helpful for alleviating back pain. Also, just taking figure 4, then taking your palms and just pressing your thighs forward can also help lengthen those muscles and open the hip flexors. So when you do figure 4 without pulling the knee into the chest, do you still feel back pain? That's some of the problem, weak core. Figure 4 with a block. Yeah, and do you have a block at home? If you don't have one, you can also just use a pillow or a different prop that you have. Oh, you have 4 blocks. Okay, great. Yeah, so try figure 4, just placing a block underneath that bottom foot. And another thing you can do is practice figure 4 on the wall. So I think you can see this wall a little bit. So basically, instead of keeping the bottom foot on the floor, just bring the bottom foot to the wall. And pressing that bottom foot against the wall is a gentler variation of a figure 4. So using a block or the wall can also be a little helpful, a little less intense. But I'm curious, where exactly are you feeling the pain when you're doing the figure 4? Aw, thank you, Ether. Amazing, amazing, amazing class session, Kim. The sun saw you be with the block was an interesting challenge. Yeah, I thought you'd find that a little more interesting. So using a block can also be helpful for just strengthening the whole body. So I'm glad you appreciated that. Looks like John sent a bunch of links. Oh, thank you for sending those links for blocks, John. But yeah, I'm glad you had fun with doing blocks, like doing a whole sun series with a block in between the legs. It feels totally different. But what it does is it really helps you engage more in the whole body, and keeping the legs closer together. Again, it's all about the core. It forces you to use the core. Yeah, if anyone has any questions about the quote I read or any of the movements I shared today, and John, also all the poses we did, just simple forward folding, which we did a lot of as well. Simple forward folding can help release tension in the lower back and alleviate back pain, but especially when you're stretching the piriformis. So that's why we did a lot of that today. Any other questions about what we did for the low back today, John? Yes. Please show me a forward fold, please. So basically we did a lot of those today. It's simply, so you want to make sure your knees are slightly bent. So it's a micro bend of the knees. So your knees aren't super tight, and you're just simply forward folding like this. You can sway a little too. You can grab the inner arches of your elbows and you're just hanging heavy. So that can really do wonders for alleviating lower back pain. So we did a lot of forward folding throughout the practice. Also a halfway lift to a forward fold. We did a lot of that too. So inhaling as you come to a halfway lift, and then exhaling as you forward fold. But really opening up the piriformis and the hips can also help alleviate back pain. But it really just depends. Everyone's a little different because the cause of your back pain may be different from the cause of someone else's. So it's really kind of important to identify the cause. And if you think it's because of an imbalance, a weaker core, then, there's lots of core strengthening we can do. So the opening core poses we did with the block on the back, that just helps us from misaligning our spine there. So when you have the block on the back, it forces your back to be in proper alignment, and it forces you to use your core for balance. In downward dog, gaze at the navel. Is the navel gazing a slightly active position with the neck? Yes. I have to slightly engage my neck muscles to align my gaze with the navel. Yeah, so the idea is that you're just relaxing your head. A lot of people tend to forget to tuck your chin. So, in downward dog, the idea is to stretch the neck, right? So if you're looking at your hands, like we look at our thumbs right before we float to halfway lift or walk to halfway lift. But if you're trying to lengthen the back of the neck, if you gaze at your belly, drawing the chin in, that forces you to stretch the neck, drawing the chin inward. Also, Ether, all of these, what we did here, the reason I did these today was for you. This is one of my favorite neck stretching and strengthening exercises. So pressing the back of the head into the hands into the head, drawing the elbows out and then in. It can be really good for the neck. Block on the back will help him. Forward fold will hurt him. I don't know what you mean. So a forward fold shouldn't hurt. It depends on the source of your back pain, though. I don't know what's causing your back pain. For many people, doing a forward fold can help alleviate back pain, but everyone's different, and I don't know. When you get the MRI, if they explain kind of the source of the back pain, maybe that'll help give us some more answers. Neck stretches were good. I saw those. Yeah. The first third or first quarter of class was mostly for John, and then I started thinking about Ether's request after that. I will let everyone know if the forward fold works. Yeah, those neck movements were great, and I'm also really starting to love Peaceful Warrior more and more. A few streams ago, you showed a variation with the lower arm around, twisted around. Yeah, when you bring the back of the left hand to the low back, like this, in Peaceful Warrior, what that does is it helps you open the front of the left shoulder while you're opening the right shoulder. So from this side, you can see, and if you want to bring the back of the left hand to the low back and reach your left fingers toward the inner right thigh like this, that'll really help you open the front of the left shoulder and the right shoulder at the same time. So that's a pose that can be really helpful for posture, stretching the side of the body, opening the chest, so many benefits. But I'm glad you like Peaceful Warrior. I often try to incorporate some of those mindful suggestions in Peaceful Warrior as well, because the sword of the Peaceful Warrior is love. So when you think of that, what that means to you, the sword of the Peaceful Warrior is love. Maybe when you're doing Peaceful Warrior, if you think about what that means, maybe think about something in your life you could overcome with peace and love. An obstacle you could overcome with peace and love. Maybe for others or yourself. That's really my favorite meditative, mindful element of Peaceful Warrior. Yes, please keep us posted, John. Doctor gave me clearance to follow a yogi. Okay, good. Yeah, so until I know exactly why you're feeling the back pain, it can be tough to come up with poses that are guaranteed to help. But I do know that anytime you're stretching the piriformis and opening the hips, that can really help. And what forward folding does is just releasing all the tension in the lower back. But the other thing in yoga I always say is just listen to your body. So if something hurts, that's your body telling you that pose isn't right for you. So maybe you need to find a softer, a gentler variation of the pose, or maybe you need to skip that one. So nothing should ever hurt in yoga. Mild discomfort is normal. Pain is what we want to avoid. Now, if you're already in pain when you start yoga, as you know, if the pain starts getting worse, that means to soften. But if you're already in pain when you start yoga and then you're still in pain throughout yoga, that's probably not related to the yoga. It's more related to the cause of the pain initially. But yeah, so John, what poses were you able to try today? And my forward fold felt confident today. I think the beginning lower back movements really opened up the folding. Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes when you start with just isolating the hamstring stretching and the hip stretching, that can allow you to go deeper into, it's also a warm-up for down dog and a forward fold. Huh? That was a little intense. Which part was intense, Mopar? I'm glad your tension has improved, John. Tension and pain aren't exactly the same thing, but I'm glad your tension is getting better. My twisting is imbalanced. Should I give a bit more attention to the less flexy side? Yeah, so whenever you're in a twist and one side feels a little easier than the other, that usually means that the side that doesn't feel as easy is the side you need most. So it's often said in yoga, the poses that feel the most awkward or uncomfortable are usually the ones you need most. Now, again, discomfort and awkwardness and tension is different than pain. We want to push to a point of subtle resistance, but not pain. Does that make sense? I had yoga with Kitty today. Kitty loves down dog because he can come and snuggle my face. Oh, I got a few shots yesterday to relieve the pain from my physical medicine doctor. Oh, okay. But yeah, to answer your question, Ether, yes, you should pay a little more attention to the less flexy side. So how are you feeling after those shots, John? Do you think the shots helped? What were they shots of? And that's adorable, Mopar, that you had kitty yoga. You gotta love some kitty yoga. Good old kitty yoga. Kitty yoga can be therapeutic. My brother is out of town. I'm taking care of the kitty. What kind of cat is it? Yogini, I'm feeling okay. Tomorrow I'll be ready to train. So you could call me Kim Gini. If you're looking for a nickname, instead of Yogini, you could call me Kim Gini. Well, I'm glad you're feeling okay. You don't know what the shots were? Oh, kp.org. So, I work for Kaiser Permanente. I'm a Kaiser Permanente employee. I teach yoga for Kaiser. But I'm glad if the shots have helped. Black Maine Coon and Persian mix. Ooh. Really long-haired, black, fluffy void. Oh, that sounds adorable. Yeah. Mancoons and a Persian mix, that sounds like an adorable, beautiful cat. Some poses I can really feel that I can almost align with it correctly, but maybe I am missing just a bit more strength or mobility, exposing that I am balanced or weak and that I need that pose more. Yeah, so if you're feeling a little wobbly in some balance poses, that's a pose that, you need a little more strength. But everything is a work in progress. The journey never ends. There's always more to learn. There's always room for improvement. Yeah. And there's always a way to refine the poses as well, so you're really aligned in the healthiest way possible. So when you say you can feel that I'm aligned, eventually, the more you practice yoga, it really should start feeling good. At first when you get started, yoga can feel challenging and a little overwhelming, but the more you practice consistently, and when you really feel the alignment correctly, it should start feeling good. And yeah, as long as you're aware, Ether, it sounds like you have great self-awareness and great introspection when it comes to observing how you're feeling in your poses. So it seems like that's something you're really good at, which is really important. I mean, that's what yoga is about, is just observing and noticing how our bodies feel in certain poses, how our minds feel in certain poses, and then what you do with that is up to you. Sometimes it's just about accepting that you're a little wobbly or accepting that you're not as strong. And other times it's about, okay, what can I do to make myself feel stronger? What can I do to make this pose feel more aligned? But the more you practice consistently, the more you'll start to really feel good when you practice. And you'll start to really enjoy the challenge more and more. Hi, Dante. How are you? I did manage to do hovering tabletop. Pushed down my arms, used my ankle to lift core. I must say to stay up for a couple seconds shaking. Oh, good for you. So if you're able to manage hovering tabletop, that's really great. And even if you're shaking a little bit, shaking is normal. Shaking means transformation's happening. Shaking is your body's way of helping, like aligning your muscles and aligning everything to sustain that pose. So shaking's totally normal. It means transformation's happening. That's really, really good. I'm so happy to hear that, Mopar. Yogi snuggles. I really like the dolphin pose. Yeah, dolphin pose is sort of like down dog, but on the forearms. And dolphin pose can be more of an inversion when you walk your feet closer, so your hips are more aligned with your shoulders if you want more of an inversion. And then if you play with lifting up one leg and then the other, you're really getting a full body workout there. Traveling plank was intense and engaging. Yeah, traveling plank is also tough for me. Like if you notice, sometimes when I'm describing the poses, some days I might appear a little stronger than other days. That depends on how how my week's been, how much sleep I've gotten, and a lot of other things. But yeah, traveling in a plane can be intense, engaging, and fun. And you can also travel in an assisted plank too. So if you're in plank like this is great. If this is too intense though to travel, you can lower your knees and just still travel this way. So just crossing the arms, just with the knees lowered. Remember, assisted plank is always a modification if you're feeling like it's too much for you. I'm glad you had some fun with traveling plank though. That's good to hear. Everyone hydrating? Everyone who took my class, make sure you hydrate. John, let me know if you have any other questions about yoga for alleviating lower back pain. Blank is good pose. I think you mean plank. Yeah, plank is a full body engagement pose. Absolutely. Floating forward from down dog into halfway lift. Ideally can one land directly into full halfway lift with the legs straight. I can get pretty close, but I have to finish straightening a little. Yeah, so when you land on halfway lift, you don't want the legs to be tight and straight. You want there to be at least a micro bend. So that's a really good question because that confused me for a while too. So in halfway lift, if you're floating instead of walking, you actually want to land with a soft bend of the knees. So land with the knees softly bent, and then it's just a fluid movement to straightening the legs a little bit. But you don't land with straight legs. You land with the knees softly bent, and then you quickly straighten them. You want to have soft knees when you land. Does that make sense? Nightbot just shared my donation link. So if you enjoyed my class and you want to donate and support my work, please click that donation link. Any donation is appreciated, even $1. Thank you guys. Okay, great. The way you showed is what I've been doing. Good. Yeah. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad you asked that too because I want to make sure nobody's landing with their legs straight. That would not be healthy. Maybe those laying on stomach, lifting upper, lower body using core and back muscles would be good exercise for John. Yeah, so John, we also did some of I think what Mopar is talking about, when you're laying on your tummy. If you're still there, John, so this is really good for strengthening the back of the core And a lot of times we have low back pain because of weak back muscles and our upper body is so much bigger. So doing locust poses or similar movements like this can really be helpful. And if it hurts, it usually just means like the muscles are weak. Also, just like we did today in Sphinx pose. This one though is kind of it can aggravate back pain. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend Sphinx pose, but if you can lay on your belly like this and then sway the knees side to side, this can help. You don't want to tighten those muscles in the lower back, so back bending may not be the best for you until like arching the spine, like cow. Those types of poses may not feel as good as rounding. Child's pose is another really great pose to alleviate lower back tension. So I would recommend coming to child's pose as often as you can. Child's pose is one of my favorites for alleviating back tension and back pain. The exercise I just showed was sort of like a locust pose, and then I did Sphinx. But what I'm saying is Sphinx might be a little too much for you if you're having back pain. So instead of propping up the chest, you can just relax your forehead on your hands, and just swaying the legs side to side can feel good. Yeah, locust is for strengthening the back of the core and strengthening the lower back. So if the reason why you're having the back pain is because the lower back muscles are weak compared to really strong upper body muscles, locust pose can help. John Deeds, creature with the human head, body of lion, and wings of falcon. Savasana, yes. Looks like someone's chatting on Discord. Yeah, does locust pose make sense to you? John Bro, is that you on Discord? Can you do a Superman pose, please? So Superman, sometimes I call Warrior 3 Superman when I'm teaching kids, because kids tend to respond to names like Superman and Wonder Woman, and so sometimes I call this Superman. The names of the poses are variable. Like some people call these so many different names. But basically, what might be helpful for you, John, is just resting the top of your chin on your mat, and then just play with lifting up one leg and then the other, or resting your forehead on your palms and just lifting up one leg and then the other, maybe lift up both, and then just gently sway the feet side to side. Locust pose is this right here, where you're lifting up the legs, the arms, the shoulders, and the head. Now again, this is good for strengthening the back of the core, but if you're having pain there, it could also aggravate it. So you just have to feel what's right for you. Yeah, maybe just one leg at a time. But also what we were doing today with the block on our back, those are more gentler ways of working the whole body core. You can have a block on your back or not, but just doing these, or the knee to elbow, it's good for strengthening the lower back. But again, I don't know what the source of your problem is. So if it's weak lower back muscles, a lot of times when people do heavy duty training, what happens is like their shoulders and their arms and their upper body gets so strong that their lower back isn't necessarily weak in general, but it's weak compared to the upper body. So that's why you start getting back pain. I'm just hypothesizing that that might be an issue with you just because I know you train a lot. So if you want to strengthen the lower back, doing these things, locust pose, acting like you're kind of swimming, just floating your hands and feet, fluttering, reverse crunches, or just things like this. And don't worry about what the names of the poses are called, because just like the English language, there's like 5 different names for the same movement. You take a whole class just talking about all the different names of all the different poses, along with the English translation and the Sanskrit. Mountain climber would also be good. Yeah, mountain climber is a little intense. Mountain climbers are good for, that's actually more of a cardio workout and also strengthening the core, burning fat. But Chiro doctor told me to do those. Mountain climbers? The Chiro told you to do mountain climbers? Excuse me. The leg out and arm reach. Yeah. So that's just a tabletop, and you're just, I don't even know if that one has a name. You're just reaching one arm out and one leg out. Again, I wouldn't worry too much about the names as long as you know the proper way to do the poses is more important than knowing the names. But yeah, the reaching one arm, like right arm forward, left leg back kind of thing. So when you're doing this, it's important that you're engaging your core and your hips stay square. So when you're reaching your left leg back, you're kind of imagining you're pressing your left foot into a wall and your hips are square, reaching your right arm forward. So you're not opening your hips at all. So your hips are nice and square. And then you alternate. Right leg back, left arm forward. Keeping the hips nice and square. Think of lifting through the inner thigh. So the toes face down. That one can be really good for the lower back. I'll check my booklet. Taking notes. Yeah, any more questions, please let me know. I'm here for you guys. And John, you said you were getting an MRI, like soon, this week? Oh, it's done. You got one? So what did they say? Kim, how can you just rest your knees on the mat like that in tabletop? Isn't it uncomfortable? My mat is 6 millimeters and it just doesn't feel quite right without a little pillow. So I think because I've been doing it for a while, it doesn't hurt my knees. But you know, everyone's different. So if you need to grab a little pillow like this, or even a towel or a blanket, then you can keep your towel and your blanket here the whole time. So when you need it, it's there. There's nothing wrong with that. I think I've just been doing it for a while, so my muscle tissue there, it's pretty strong. It's not painful. But for a lot of people, it helps to have extra padding there. So don't feel bad about that at all. It's totally fine to have an extra towel, a blanket, or a pillow there underneath the knees for support. It's totally normal. You're going to pain management soon? Okay. Well, I hope everything gets better, John. Yeah, I would recommend the tabletop, reaching forward and back in tabletop. I would definitely recommend that. And then I would recommend all the hip opening that we did, and some gentle forward folding to halfway lifts. All of that we did today can be helpful. Tabletop is the same position we were just in. This is tabletop. So it's called tabletop because you kind of look like you're making the shape of a table. This is tabletop. This is hovering tabletop. Hovering the feet, the knees above the mat. So from tabletop, reaching forward and then back is what you can call this pose. And you want to make sure the shoulders are over the wrists, the hips over the knees. Tabletop. Make sense? Hovering tabletop is with the same position, but the knees just a little hovered. Yes, I hope you have a full recovery too. John. I don't have a yoga mat. I'm using a blanket as a mat. I need to get the yoga store. Yeah, you can find a yoga mat at Walmart, Target, Whole Foods. You can order yoga mats online. I definitely would recommend getting a yoga mat eventually, just because using a towel for too long, it just doesn't have the same slip resistance and consistency. And to do everything really effectively, a yoga mat would be helpful. But you can find, the cheap ones don't last as long. So finding a good mat that's good quality will last longer. And you can also double up your mats if you have sensitive knees, like Ether was saying. You can take 2 mats on top of each other. Hi, Swiss R. Namaste. How are you? Oh, thank you, John. Yes, I'm going to stick with a little cushion under the knee supporting weight, like in deep low lunge. Yes. Yeah, definitely when we're doing lower lunges, like when we're doing runner's lunges and then you lower the knees, it may be very helpful to have extra padding underneath the knees. So that way, if you keep padding underneath the knees the whole time, just keep a pillow or a blanket or a towel. It'll always be there for support throughout the whole practice. John, did you just gift Swiss R a subscription, a monthly tier? Oh, thank you, John. All right, let's celebrate. Woohoo! Happy dance! Yay! Thank you, John. That's so nice of you. You're gifting so many subscriptions. Thank you for gifting that subscription. That's very nice. Swiss R, now you're subscribed. Hearts. Thank you, John. Is everybody hydrating? Drinking lots of water? That's right. Now you're obligated to keep coming, Swiss, because John gave you a month subscription. We did have another weirdo? Oh, I totally missed that. Who was the weirdo that popped up? What did they say? Hearts to John, everybody. Everyone show some love to John. It's so nice of you to gift that subscription. Minera One. How are you? Looks like you're a first-time chatter. What happened with the weirdo, John? I wasn't even, I missed that because I was in the yoga zone teaching. How are you, Minera? Yeah, I didn't see that. I'm looking what happened here. Oh, I did not hear that. Z Beck to me Beck. How far can you stick your tongue out? You know, it's funny because in lion's breath, you're supposed to stick out your tongue, which is kind of goofy and silly. But it's there's a lot of practical science behind that. What that does is, if we have a lot of tension in our jaw and in our tongue, it relates to our whole nervous system. So actually doing lion's breath, it calms your nervous system and activates your parasympathetic nervous system, because when you release tension in the face, it sends signals to the rest of the body. So your body's in a rest and digest mode, a repair state. So it was kind of a silly thing for him to say, but maybe they were asking about lion's breath, but it sounds like they were just being goofy. So Minera, I'm drinking a lot of water, alkaline water. It's filtered. Every Tuesday and Thursday at 12 p.m. I offer a dynamic Vinyasa yoga class. So it's very important to hydrate before and after. John, did you just gift a subscription to Minera? Aw, thank you. Minera, say thank you to John. All right, anytime someone subscribes, I do a kick and spontaneous dancing and chaos. So if you guys want to get up, dance with me. Whee! Yay! Thank you, John. That's so nice of you, John. Thank you for following Minera. So Minera, have you practiced yoga before? Mostly what I do on my channels every Tuesday and Thursday, I'll teach an hour of a dynamic Vinyasa yoga practice followed by just chatting. So we chat about health, wellness, mindfulness, and any other topics that may arise. I love that little hand gesture. We talked about this last time, so it can mean different things. In Tai Chi, the right fist sort of symbolizes yang energy, which is masculine, logic, force, and action and power, and the left hand represents feminine, yin energy, emotion, compassion, grace. And so compassion always tempers power. That's what we do in Tai Chi. We bow and we think about the balance between yin and yang, between effort and ease. No, we didn't do lion's breath today. It was just straight random inquiry. Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't going to do that. I didn't even notice that guy, Ether. Bike hydrate is important. So I try to drink a gallon a day. So one of these a day is really good for you. Yes, it's very important to hydrate. Very, very important to hydrate. Riding a bicycle makes you sweat a lot because of cardio. Yes. Have you been riding a bike today? You drink water from the bottle, but what is in your glass? Oh, in this? You mean? This is organic cacao, if that's what you're asking. Does Kitty talk? How many exercises, stretches am I to do every day? So if you did that entire hour yoga class, you don't need to do anything else today. Everything in moderation. You can do too much of anything. However, if your muscles are really, really tight and you're dealing with a lot of stress, you can do certain styles of yoga multiple times a day. So you probably don't want to do a lot of power and strength training all day, every day, because then all you're doing is tearing down your muscles and you're never giving your body rest to heal. Rest and recovery is just as important. But certain yoga practices are more restorative and less active. So doing just relaxing in a comfortable position and focusing on taking deep inhales and longer exhales, that's practicing yoga. Doing some very gentle stretches, nice, slow, gentle stretches, that you can do multiple times throughout the whole day. I would just say avoid doing a very active practice multiple times a day because then you're just tearing down muscle and you're not giving yourself enough rest to heal. But you can do restorative yoga multiple times a day. Does that make sense? When I come home, wants pets or food. So I'm just drinking this organic cacao with ginger, turmeric, black pepper to fight inflammation. And cacao gives me a little energy, but it's not like caffeine, so I don't get a crash. I mean, water is way more hydrating than anything else, especially water with electrolytes, with sodium, potassium. So I don't know what you consider better or worse. I don't know how to answer that question. What's better? I think you need to just drink as much water and hydration as you can. I'm just drinking the cacao for a little extra energy and also to help me fight inflammation. And so I put ginger, turmeric, and black pepper in it. I have the problem of pushing when I go to the workout zone. Sometimes I forget to rest and then it feels ouch. Yeah, so that's something you definitely want to be mindful of. You never want to push to the point of pain, ever. You just push to the point of subtle resistance. And everybody is so different and everybody is so unique that your pose is not going to look exactly like anyone else's in yoga. So it's very important to stay mindful of that and never push to the point of pain. It is only water or with something. I'm not sure what you're asking there, Manura. I'm drinking water and I'm drinking cacao. What are some examples of restorative yoga? Restorative yoga is just gentle, slow stretches. Or you can hold a very gentle, soft, supported stretch for several minutes and take nice, long, deep breaths. Restorative just means more passive and less active. So I offer an active vinyasa class that includes some gentle stretches at the beginning and the end with more activeness in the middle. So if you just wanted restorative, that's really just about finding poses that are relaxing, comfortable, and feel really good. So a very gentle twist with pillows to support you. Things like that are slow, gentle, and soft. That's restorative. And restorative is more about healing. So taking nice, long, slow, deep breaths and just holding some gentle, very gentle, soft stretches for several minutes at a time. The water in my bottle is just alkaline water. So I fill this up at Whole Foods. It's filtered, so it has no fluoride or anything bad. It's just alkaline water. There's no sugar in here at all. I don't put anything in my water. I was saying, like, if you had coconut water or something else with electrolytes, that's really hydrating. But I'm not drinking coconut water, if that's what you're asking. Or I'm not drinking water with anything but water. I'm also just drinking my cacao drink for energy. So that's my donation link. So if anybody wants to donate $1 or a few dollars, anything that's within your means to support my work here. I want to be able to continue to offer these classes. So any donation is appreciated. Lemon and lime slices are good on water. Oh yeah, absolutely. That's a great point. Like putting lemon and lime in water. Absolutely. Love that. Lemon is also really good to stimulate your digestive system. But what when you drink so much, you must have iron bladder? Well, because I did an active yoga class, I have to hydrate. So my body is probably retaining the water. So where are you from, Manira? What brought you to my Twitch today? Oh, you're from Europe? What part of Europe? That's so cool. sugar and a little red food dye, and the hummingbirds will be flying by your windows. That's a good point, Ether. Yes, subs and bits count too. Yes, thank you for buying all those subscription, John Deeds. You're buying so many subscriptions. Yeah, bits are helpful as well. Thank you for the reminder, John. Poland. Oh, wow. Well, welcome. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, in the States. Oh, so you're in a very different part of the world. So what time is it in Poland right now? So I will be right back in just a second. Hang tight, talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back. I watched a documentary on actor-comedian John Belushi on YouTube. He has sadly passed away, but on the documentary was really great quote. Oh, yeah, I like John Belushi. You get a sense that we do meet those who've gone before, and we meet them in the form that we knew them, and they meet us in the form that they knew us. And just for a while, not forever, not for eternity, there is a reunion there. And it's going to be one rocking night. Aw, Dan Aykroyd. Yeah, that's a great quote. I like that. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing that, Mopar. Nightbot just shared my yoga videos. So I have a YouTube channel if you want to click on that. If you liked my sequence today, there's a lot of free content on my YouTube, and it doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. So feel free to click on my YouTube. Dan Aykroyd was really good friend of John Belushi. Yes, I know that. They were really good friends. A lot of comedians like that, you know, they have kind of they've been through a lot, and that's why they use comedy as a way to heal and a way to cope. Comedy can be a coping mechanism. But I know John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd were friends. Thank you for sharing that quote, Mopar. Yeah. Where do you go again? I'm not sure I understand your question. Where do I go again? I went to go make a little more cacao, if that's what you're asking. I basically heat up organic cacao powder with water, almond milk, ginger, turmeric, and black pepper. So if that's what you're asking, that's what I was just doing. Okay, now I see where you go. Lady Serene, John just gifted another sub. John, you keep gifting all these wonderful subs. All right, anytime someone subscribes to my channel or donates bits, I do a little happy dance. In Tai Chi, we call it dancing in chaos. So if you guys want to dance with me, I do a kick, high kick, like this, and then whee, dance in chaos. Yay! Thank you, John. That's so nice of you. John has bought so many subscriptions. Everyone send John some love. Pretty much. John's becoming the sponsor of the channel. Thank you, John. Hearts to John. Thank you. So anyone just tuning in, my name is Kim. I'm a 200-hour certified yoga instructor and holistic health coach. I'm a certified nutrition specialist, and also I'm certified to teach Tai Chi. So any questions about health, wellness, mindfulness, that's what I'm offering here. Let me know. I'm also happy to chat about performing arts as a performing artist. Those are my topics that I know most about, but I'm also happy to chat about anything. Every Tuesday and Thursday at 12 p.m. Atlanta, Georgia time, I'm offering a 1-hour dynamic vinyasa yoga sequence followed by chatting. Kim is smart, we recommend. Thank you, Dante. Why don't you have more viewers? I don't know. I haven't been on Twitch very long, so if you want to share my channel with anyone you think might benefit from it, please share my channel. John says we are working on this. John's trying to help me get more viewers, I think. And yes, my channel is relatively new. I haven't been around on Twitch for a while. I teach yoga for a lot of corporate companies and studios in Atlanta. I also have my own private online business, so I'm not really, I don't have a ton of free time to do Twitch more than twice a week. But I'm still happy to come on here twice a week so I can connect with people that aren't just in Atlanta and connect with people all over. I do have an online private coaching business where I can customize yoga sequences based on your unique needs. So everyone has different goals with yoga. Some people want to lose weight. Some people want to relieve stress. Some people want to learn specific fun poses. Some people need to work on balance. So there's, so many different goals with yoga, and everybody is different. So when I work one-on-one, I can customize a specific sequence based on your skill level and your primary goals. So that's what I do with my one-on-one coaching. And then I can also coach nutrition and share healthy recipes and help guide you in a healthier eating pattern. With my one-on-one private coaching business, that's how I work with clients online. Kaiser Connections. Oh, that would be cool. Yeah, so I do work for Kaiser Permanente in Atlanta. Right now I'm teaching about 4 classes. Some of them are virtual and some of them are in person with Kaiser Permanente. Yeah, Kaiser Permanente is one of my favorite corporate companies I work for. You need to lose 20 pounds? Why do you need to lose 20 pounds? Sciatica. Yeah, sciatica is no joke. And do yoga better and look sexier. Well, that's a fair goal. Yoga can help you with all those things for sure. But you do need customized sequences, especially with sciatica. There's certain yoga poses that you want to be careful doing. I remember that quote comedians make, that dramatic actors, because there is a high chance that they have gone through tough times. Yeah. Well, dramatic actors may have gone through tough times. So have comedic actors. I mean, we're all human. Every human being goes through tough times eventually. It's different for everyone. My struggles are different from people's struggles all over the world, but we all still struggle in some way. So that's why it's important to just be kind, because you never know what someone else is going through. And Nightbot just shared my Discord channel, so if you'd like to chat with us off Twitch, click on that Discord link. Kim, the mom. I can be sort of motherly. And Nightbot just shared my private coaching yoga website. So if you click on yogaflowwithkim.online, that explains more about my private coaching business. So if you're ever interested in a personalized, customized sequence where I work one-on-one with you, click that link to learn more. Why don't you have hydrate channel points? That doesn't make sense. What do you mean hydrate channel points? I don't understand what that means. Like we were talking about yesterday, they're curious about you making a channel point redemption called Hydrate. Okay, but I don't understand, what... Can you explain a little more with that? I understand what you meant, Ether. Like, when you get a certain number of points, then you get, a pose, or something special, like a personalized pose. But hydrate, I mean, that's on you. You have to hydrate yourself. I can't hydrate you through Twitch. That's what I don't understand. If you want hydration, that's all on you, because we are virtual. I wish I could offer a drink to you virtually, but that's kind of impossible. So I don't get what that means. So far, I'll be doing the forward fold, figure 4, Superman with the one leg swimming pose, locust pose. Yeah, and don't forget tabletop, reaching one arm forward, one leg back. Don't forget tabletop. And also, just like we did at the beginning of the class today, lying on your back and just rotating the knees side to side. That helps release synovial fluid, lubricate your joints and your lower back. Oh, we all drink water together. We should be drinking water anyway. You guys shouldn't need extra incentive to nourish yourself. The chat wants to hydrate you, teacher. That is what was meant. Well, I don't need your help hydrating either. I hydrate on my own. I'm really confused about how hydration is going to be done through a virtual way. Basically, the way you hydrate is you pick up a cup of water and drink it. Or the way I hydrate is I pick up a cup of water and drink it. But are you saying we all drink together as a fun little cheers to water? I'd be happy to do that. It is hydrate to you example. I give you hydrate points and you drink 1 glass of water. So what's fun about watching me drink water? So are you saying you just want to watch me drink water? I don't understand. I mean, sure, if you want to give me points, I'll drink some water. Um, I mean, I have no problem drinking water. I'm not going to do it in some weird, provocative way, though. That's what you're going for. Forward fold, figure 4, Superman, 1 leg up, swimming pose, tabletops, knee rotation. Good job, John. That all sounds awesome. Grandmaster Hamilton shows you how to hydrate. Well, if you're an adult, you should know how to pick up something and drink it. I don't need to show you how to do that. I'm just trying to inspire you by reminding you, by holding up my jug, reminding you to hydrate. Oh, hi, Touch Sila. I rated you yesterday. I think that was yesterday or Tuesday. I don't like the hydrate reward either. It's one of the standard one because I don't drink. Oh, it is a standard reward. Okay. I just don't understand how these rewards work because I don't understand how it's that much fun to just watch me hydrate. But okay, whatever you guys say. Many channel has option to use channel points to use hydrate command to make streamer drink water. It's a weird Twitch thing. Yeah, it's just a strange Twitch thing. Yeah, Touch Sila. I rated you. My friends here recommended I rate you because I know you offer health and wellness and fitness tips as just like me. Oh, you've been lurking for a while? Well, thank you for saying hi. Aw, John, did you just subscribe? John just bought Touchsila, a subscription. All right, anytime I subscribe, I do a high kick and a fun, spontaneous dancing and chaos. So if you guys want to celebrate with me, celebrate the subscription. Whee! Yay! Thank you, John. It's so nice of you, John. So nice of you, John. Everyone send John some hearts. But to answer your question, yeah, I don't mind drinking water for points. I would drink water with or without points. But yeah, feel free to just share bits and I will drink water. Thank you, Touchsila. I'm just going to call you Sila, if that's okay. Texila. So Texila, every Tuesday and every Tuesday and Thursday, I've been offering a dynamic Vinyasa yoga sequence for all levels with lots of options, followed by just chatting. I'm a 200 hours certified yoga instructor, certified nutrition specialist, and Tai Chi instructor. So I'm here to just be support and offer any resources I can. So yeah, I'm here to be a resource. Let me know if you have any questions about those topics. I'm also a performing artist, so that's another thing I like to chat about if anybody wants to talk about that. Let me know. looks like Unsolved Mysteries shared a story on Discord and no one commented on it yet. So if you want to check out Unsolved Mysteries story, it's on Discord. I do really need some yoga. I'm super stressed and have been struggling with tightness in my lower back tailbone area. Oh, well, I wish you could have joined the sequence today because we did a lot of lower back tension release today. The breathing techniques in yoga are really the best for releasing stress and activating our parasympathetic nervous system. I may go back to bodyguarding as I heal up. Oh, cool. Nightbot just shared my YouTube. Feel free to click on that link. It costs you nothing to subscribe. I post a lot of free content on there about yoga, health, and wellness. So you've been a bodyguard before. Oh, thank you, Mopar. Yeah, I remember you posted that link. I just got so busy yesterday. I had no time to look at it. Lately, my agent's been sending me a lot of auditions, which I'm really grateful for, but they're very time-consuming and energy-consuming, so I just haven't had time to look at that link yet. But I will. Yes, today's video does have some instructions for lower back pain, so feel free to go back and check that out. And I'm going to start exporting these to my YouTube as well. I was going to try to start exporting some of our sessions here on my yoga YouTube channel, but it seems like the only way I can export them is my other YouTube channel. So I don't know if that was because I added my acting YouTube channel before my yoga YouTube or what. But, oh, I never reveal my age. I never reveal my age, sorry. You can guess though. Feel free to guess. How old are you, Manera? Keep them separate, the accounts. Yeah, so John, so whenever I export one of these Twitch streams, I click export, it automatically only exports to my acting YouTube, not my yoga YouTube. And I wanted it to export to my yoga YouTube, but it won't do that. So I don't know why. I tried to like figure out how to change the settings and I couldn't figure it out, but because I thought maybe some of our chats might be helpful for some people to watch, and some of the yoga sequences I've been sharing here on Twitch may be helpful for other people to watch on YouTube. Yeah, it's one of those unwritten rules, but you're welcome to guess my age. Yeah, maybe the rules are different in Poland. I'm 18. No, I'm not 18. Yeah, maybe it's not as rude in Europe. It is rude consider yeah. In the States it is considered impolite. That's okay. I have about 15 more minutes to chat with you guys. So let me know any other questions you may have had about the yoga sequence today, or any twitching advice you might have for me. Nightbot again just shared my online yoga coaching business. So if you're interested in a personal session from me, feel free to click that link. Yeah, let me know anybody you think I should raid today. It's been great chatting with you all like usual, and hope you guys enjoyed my yoga class. Thank you, John, so much for... Oh, hello, Surgasuna. How are you? You missed the yoga, but thank you for saying hi. I'll be back next Tuesday, the same time, 12 p.m. Atlanta, Georgia time. From 12 to 1, we'll do an hour of a dynamic Vinyasa yoga sequence, followed by just chatting every Tuesday and Thursday. I really like the figure 4 twist while laying down. Very good stretch, even deeper than supine twist for me. Yeah, I did those figure 4 twists for John. So John, also write this down. The figure 4 twist that we did today. When you're in figure 4, and then you rotate one knee to one side, and then you rotate to the other side, keeping the top ankle on the bottom thigh. This is a great way for alleviating back pain, opening tension in the hips, the lower back. Make sure you add that one to your notes too. Oh, no worries, Serg. Happy to see you, Sergasuna. But yeah, John, add that to your notes. That's another really good one that can help alleviate lower back pain. Thank you, John. Yeah, so Surgasuna, every Tuesday and Thursday at 12 p.m. I'll be live streaming. So check my schedule on Twitch, but that should be pretty consistent. From 12 to 1, I'll offer a dynamic yoga sequence, followed by just chatting. You missed the exercise? It's the same one we did at the beginning. All the poses we did at the beginning of the practice were specifically for you today, John. So, figure 4, lying down, right ankle over left thigh. You big breath in, and then you breathe out and you rotate the left knee to the left. You're inviting the left knee and the right foot to touch the floor, keeping the figure 4. You can just hold here for some deep breaths or make it a flow. So inhale back to center, then exhale, rotate the left knee to the right. Keep the right ankle on top of the left thigh, so you're using the right ankle to help guide the left knee down towards the mat. Shoulders stay flat. And then you can flow between these shapes, taking nice, long, slow, deep breaths. That's really important. The breath is the most important part of the practice. So Ether was talking about this, so I just wanted to remind you, this is a great way to release tension and lower back pain. So you're in the figure 4 and you're just rotating the knees side to side, keeping the figure 4. So make sure you write that one down because it's really good for releasing low back pain. That's not happening. So you don't have to go as deep as me. It can be a really subtle. You can just sway the knees side to side subtly and gentle. You don't have to match the way I do any pose ever. You never have to go as deep as me. You just push to your own edge of subtle resistance. And then over time, you'll start opening up a little more and more. I'm glad you appreciated that one, Ether. How are you doing today, Surgasuna? Any suggestions of who to raid? Musa boot? Oh, that's a good one. Oh, you're about to head to the gym. Well, I hope you have a good workout. If you ever want to substitute a gym workout for a yoga workout, yoga can be a full body workout, especially the style of yoga I'm offering here on Twitch. I will try your yoga workout next Tuesday. Okay, wonderful. Yeah. I always come on about 11:45-ish and I ask for any specific requests, and then I will customize the sequence based on what you guys want to work on, what your goals are. So whether you want to build strength in certain areas, flexibility in certain areas, or if you have a specific mental, emotional request. Sometimes in half moon, I'm not feeling quite balanced. It will spin the bottom foot like 45 degrees to help stabilize. I've had that same issue. So that's one of those things. You have to really engage your core. The stronger your core gets, the less your foot will try to compensate and spin. You don't want your foot to spin too much because that could tweak the knee. But yeah, once you really develop the strong oblique muscles, especially on the sides of the core, you'll start feeling your balance in half moon. And again, you never want to tighten your knees. You never want to lock your knees. So your legs are straight, but there's this tiny micro bend of the knees when you're doing half moon. Also, steadying your gaze and focusing your eyes on your fingertips. When your eyes are focused, that helps your balance the most. Ooh, the vegan Amazon. That sounds cool. Vegan Amazon also offers fitness and health tips, so maybe I'll raid them. Great suggestion, Mopar. Mopar, I hope you get a mat next time. And you may want to have a yoga block handy. Also, I was going to say, Ether, using a yoga block in half moon can also be really helpful. Oh, hi, Seltzy. How are you? So the balance mostly comes from the strength and not just the practice of balancing still. Yeah. Well, right, exactly. It's balance moves are strengthening moves. So balancing requires strength and focus. So in half moon, if you just want to practice by bringing your right heel to the arch of your foot, you can do that. And then gently start tilting to the right. And you can lower your block down. So sometimes using a block can be really helpful to bring the floor closer to you in half moon. And then eventually you can make your block a little lower and bring it to its lowest, because your block has various heights, so you can adjust it. So you can adjust the block to whatever height feels good. Then eventually you can let go of the block completely. Now the more you engage the core, and some people like to float this bottom hand as well, but you really want to focus your eyes on that top fingertip. So if I'm leaning to the right, my eyes are focused on the left fingertips. And you also want to think of pressing down firmly with your right big toe mound, and that'll keep you from that tendency of the foot to turn in. But the more you develop the strength in the obliques, the easier it'll be. Shout out to Seltzy. Hi, Seltzy. Yeah, I've rated you a few times. How are you, Seltzy? Nice to see you, Seltzy. Just a busy work day here. Session went good. We did dynamic Vinyasa yoga. We focused on back pain release and core strengthening. Lots of dynamic movement. Oh, my filming session last week. Thanks for asking, Sergasuna. Everybody on set was really professional. It's very organized. Everyone was considerate. So I can't complain. They treated me really well. And the director was really nice and easy to work with. The other actor I was working with was very professional and respectful. So I had a good experience overall. Yeah, you know, they flew me out to Missouri, flew me back. The person sitting next to me on the plane asked me a lot of questions about health and wellness, so I was able to offer them some tips, so that was cool. Maybe one day I can sneak you guys in and do a live stream Twitch on set on my next movie. Have to be really discreet about it, though. I don't know how likely that is, but you never know. If anything, I can definitely do some live streaming in my private area. Probably not on set, but in my private area before I get to set, like in my trailer, I might be able to do that. right, everyone. It's about time for me to go. I have to go teach 3 private clients and then I have to tape an audition. So I'm going to get going, but it was nice chatting with you as always. Feel free to follow me on Discord if you want to keep chatting off Twitch. I will be back next Tuesday and Thursday at the same time, 12 p.m. Atlanta, Georgia time. Please take care, everyone. Remember, we can't be the best version of ourselves for others if we don't practice self-care first. So always feel worthy of self-care so you can be the best version of yourself and function optimally at the things that you're passionate about in life. Namaste, John. Thank you to John for all the subscriptions. I hope your back feels better, John. John, feel free to reach out to me directly with any more questions about alleviating back pain through yoga. It looks like the vegan Amazon just stopped their stream. Anyone else has a suggestion of who to raid, let me know. I'd be happy to raid one of your friends. I know we raided Seltzy a few times. Terra time? Musaboot. Musaboot. That sounds cool. All right, bye for now, Ether. We're gonna raid Musaboot.